Hello everyone. So every time I learn a new skill or a new tool or a new software like Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, whatever, I finish the YouTube tutorial that I'm watching, but at the end I realize something frustrating, which is I have nothing to show for it. I learned the tool, I've watched the video, that's good, but I didn't end up with a portfolio piece. I didn't end up with something that I can showcase my work with. And this is exactly the problem that this video will solve. So basically what I realized is that learning skills or learning softwares without producing work is a dead end. So I had to build a structure that provides me with a way to learn new things and create something meaningful at the same time, which will allow me to learn the skill or the software or whatever. It can be something basic from the masking tool on Photoshop to 3D Maya or Houdini or something like this. But at the end of the road, I will have a portfolio piece that I can put into my portfolio. Not just to be like, I learned Illustrator and that's it. And the funny thing is that the solution was so simple. From now on, if I am going to learn something, whatever it is, I will have to do it based on a project. It has to be project based, but not the exercises that's provided from the course or from the YouTube tutorial or from whatever, not from the project that they provide either. It has to be from a project that I design for myself. So I came up with an AI prompt that you can put anywhere, Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever you're using, and it generates a realistic and detailed client brief with a project that's designed based on the skill or the software that you're trying to learn. It literally gives you everything, and I'm gonna show you in a minute. I mean, client name, project details, project name, project description, client description, logo, deliverables, scripts, constraints, and deadlines if you even want to. Apart from all this, the most important thing about it is that it's designed based on the skill or the thing that you want to learn. For example, in the next couple of months, I decided to learn Blender. I will talk about why Blender specifically in another video, but I decided to learn Blender. But I want to learn specific skills using Blender. I don't want to just learn the software, I want to learn 3D modeling skills. Of course, I want to learn the software Blender, but apart from this, I want to learn also about animation and camera and renders and material nodes, also lighting and particles and more if possible. So I put everything that I want to learn into the prompt, I put it on ChatGPT and literally watch the magic works. Now I have a realistic project brief that a client or a studio would actually provide me with in real life. Oh, by the way, I will leave for you the prompt in the description. Feel free to check it out whenever you want. Just finish the video before you check it out. So this is the project brief that I got. Meet Aurora Strade Studio. It's fantastic. It's literally full of everything. It can even design a fake website for this fake client that sent you the project brief. And even an animation script if you want to. So the prompt is cool, but now that I have the project brief, I don't go open the software or start learning and design inside the software. I have to first dive into concept development to deliver the message that the client is trying to get to his audience. In order to do this, I came up with a 4-phase process to get to a strong concept that's portfolio ready. Phase 1 is studying, which is about studying and reading the client brief as much as you can. Read it slowly as possible and get as much information as you can. Even if it's boring, read it again and again and again. And ask yourself a million questions. Who is the client? What's the client's message? What does he need in his project? Why specifically this project? What is he getting out of it? And most importantly, what is the message that he is trying to get to his audience? I think is kind of the point of this whole phase, is to get to the message of the client. Once we have this message, we get into the second phase, which is Ideation, which is basically about coming up with a way to deliver this message that we had in phase one. Basically, coming up with a concept. A concept is just a way to deliver a message. And to get to the end of phase 2, I divided it into two branches. A branch regarding the mind and another regarding the eyes. Bear with me here, I know I'm using SpongeBob as kind of a metaphor, but it's funny. I mean, I couldn't stop myself. First, I will go through the eye branch, which is basically gathering images, looking for different styles, different ideas, just images that you think it represents the project or the message from phase 1. Or it can be images that gives you inspiration for something that you want to work on. For this project, I created mood boards for literally everything. First, I created a mood board for the look and feel that I'm trying to achieve in the whole project. And I came up with two. One that has this kind of orangey warm feel, which is I really like and admire, and I think I'm gonna go with this one. But just to show you, I started with another mood board that had more of a greenish and earthy vibe to it, but I think I like this one better. It fits the message more. And after this, I created more mood boards, more photos, more images of the specifics, the house, the reindeer, the rocks formation, and the trees and the cars. So images, pictures, maybe even videos that you think that will inspire or make the message clearer. Also keep in mind the skill that you're trying to learn. For example, when I chose this car model that I already had in the client brief mentioned, I had in mind where exactly I would learn to model a car like this. So be mindful too, don't pick stuff randomly without thinking how you will do them later. The second thing of ideation is the mind part, which is basically create a mind map. I don't know what's about mind maps. They just get me to unfold and get better ways and creative ideas to tell a better story. Speaking of story, the third phase is storytelling. Now, the fastest and creative way to approach storytelling I found out was to study from public speakers and writers and to understand how they get to convey their messages, their ideas to their audiences. Basically, they use something called rhetorical devices. Scratch this, I don't get it this much, but I call it storytelling tools. It makes more sense to me. Tools like metaphors, repetition, simile, amplification, and more and more. Literally, the list goes on and they are too difficult to pronounce. And after you study some of them, or most of them if you can, try to pick and choose the ones that would be most suitable for delivering the message of your client. These tools are literally like a language technique to create an emotional response in an audience, which is the key to create a unique concept. And these are the tools that I chose to use into my project of Aurora Strade. And after all this, after all these phases, the studying, the ideation, and the storytelling, you get into sketching. Sketching and trying to visualize how the renders or whatever is the product that you're trying to produce will look like. So for the project that I'm working on, I started with some sketches, then I developed them to some value distributions, just trying to come up with different ideas of how I want to make the final renders that I want to make. By the way, side notes, everything I learned about this kind of sketching, I learned it from Stan Prokopenko's drawing course. You can check them out in the top here in the eye, or you can check out the course. I will leave you the link in the description. So the next step after this is that I will try to do more sketching to design how the house would look like, how the trees would look like, how the rock formation can be. Just designing phase from now on. I already have an idea, I already have the message, and I already have how I will deliver this message. Now, how can I resolve this or blend this all together through design? And the only thing that is going to affect the final product that I'm going to do to make it a portfolio ready product is time. The amount of time I provide for each phase of these 4 phases. You can spend a day, 2 days, or even a week or more. The more you spend time on it, the more your final product will have a deeper meaning and will be unique, and most importantly, portfolio ready. So why this whole method works? Because at the end of this process, I am learning Blender and I'm practicing real production thinking, and I end up with a render, an animation, and a concept and a portfolio ready project. And I'm no longer learning just a software, I am actually building work. So if you are learning tools or softwares but you feel stuck with nothing to show for it, this method is a game changer and I highly recommend you put the time into it. So if this creative process helped you, which I hope it did, like the video, subscribe to the channel, your support really means a lot, and leave a comment telling me what do you think. See you in the next one. Bye bye. I'm having a bit of a break, a lunch break. Hot dog sandwich, by the way, so subscribe if you like hot dog. Who doesn't? So subscribe.